Today I'm going to start new topic that is called GUI, Graphical User Interface inside Java. How to create GUI inside Java. So actually, GUI can be created by using what AWT stand for Abstract Window Toolkit, and second is called Swing. These are the two different techniques you can use to create the graphical user interface inside which one? Java. Now, from JDK 9, there was another topic point called applet also present to create the graphical user interface but from JDK 9, that is the last version where applet was used. From JDK 9, applet was deprecated means what? Support for the applet is going to remove in future version. That's why it is called which one? Deprecated. So below 9.0 applet is present, but after 9.0 applet is not present. So remember this point. So there is no need to study applet concept actually. So applets are web-based program to create the graphical user interface inside Java, but from JDK 9 the support for the applet is removed. That's why it is called which one? Deprecated. So right now our option to create the graphical user interface is what? Frame. That is a part of AWT, Abstract Window Toolkit, and second is called which one? Swing. So we are going to discuss both technology to create the graphical user interface. So first of all, I want to draw a tree diagram which shows what are the different classes present inside which one? Java. The first of all, here I'm writing GUI, that is called graphical user interface inside Java. Okay. Now, to work with GUI, we have to study a lot of classes. So I'm going to list out what are the different classes, basic classes. So just write down first class. It's called which one? Component class. First is called component class. As name indicate, this class contain all the attributes or what properties of the components. It is abstract class. Remember, first point you have to remember, it is an abstract class. And what all the component like button control, then label control, checkbox, radio button, all these control basic properties available inside which one? This component class. Okay, so all the classes, all the AWT controls are subclass of which one? Component class. Okay, now we are going to study another class that is called container. Now remember, container is a subclass of component. Container is a subclass of which one? Container. Okay, so what is the difference between these two? Container act as a what? Parent class, or what? Container, you can say container or wrapper class inside which we can add the different controls. Means what? Like button control or label control or radio button control, checkbox control, we can add inside which one? Container. We cannot use directly this control. To display this control to the user, we have to use which one? Container. So container act as a what? Wrapper, or you can say what? Placeholder. That is the best word. Placeholder for which one? Component. This point you have to remember. Now container has two subclasses. First is called which one? Window. And second is called which one? Panel. Okay, so I'm going to draw line here that container first subclass is window and second class is called which one? Panel. Now again, window has one subclass that is called which one? Frame. Okay, that is the first class. I'm going to discuss how to create the graphical user interface by using which class? Frame class. So I'm going to draw this one, frame. Okay, and second is called which one? Applet. That is the subclass of which one? Panel. But already I told you applet is deprecated from which one? JDK 9. Current version is what? JDK 14. Okay, so you cannot use applet because it is deprecated. Okay, so we are not going to study this point. So I'm going to this one. I'm not going to study this one because it is deprecated. It is removed from the Java. Okay, now window and panel both are what? Container. Both are subclass of which one? Container. Means what? These act as a placeholder. Consider actually window and panel like container like this one, square box. Inside this square box, I'm going to place a button. For example, I'm going to place a button here, for example, then a label here means different controls can be placed inside which one, these container, that may be window and panel. But directly we are not going to use the window class, we are going to use which one, frame class. Frame is a subclass of which one, window. That is the first window I'm going to discuss, that is called which one, frame window. Okay, now what is the difference between this panel and window actually? So panel does not support what, like border is not present for the panel, then menus are not present for the panel, but border and menu present inside which one, window. So you will understand these all differences when we create the window class actually. So this is only theoretical explanation. You have to remember only this tree. Base class is called which one, component class, means what, all the classes of AWT subclass of which one, component. Then container has additional attribute. This is, container is also control or component, but additional attribute, like it act as a placeholder for the rest of the controls, like button control, label control can be placed inside which one, container. Now container has two subclasses, that is called first, window, and second is called which one, panel. But directly we are not using windows. I'm going to use a subclass of window, that is called which one, frame window. We are not using applet because applet is deprecated from JDK which one, 9.0. So remember this point. Okay, so that is a simple description about different classes present inside which one, AWT. So another point is also available, that is totally different, that is called swing. Okay, so we are going to discuss exactly what is swing, how to create the graphical user interface by using swing. But first of all, we have to complete which one, frame class. And after completing frame class, you will get the idea how to create a graphical user interface, how to handle the events of the controls, button control, radio button controls. And after completing all these points, we shift to the swing. Then it is very easy to work with the swing controls. Okay, so this is the point I have to discuss before starting which one, GUI. Now go back to the code window, and here I'm going to start with very simple example, that is called frame example. I'm going to create one frame, and inside that frame I'm going to display simple message. Now first of all, import one package, that is called import java.awt dot what. Now check out here, it is showing applet because I'm using old version, little bit old version, that is called JDK 8. If you're using which one, like JDK 14 or JDK 13, after JDK 9, whatever version you are using, it will show this is the deprecated. Deprecated means what, it will show a line there. Okay, that is the meaning of which one, deprecated. Okay, so I'm going to use java.awt.star means what, all the classes present inside which one, AWT package. Then question is that how to create a simple frame. So frame is what, a desktop application. Desktop application means that is executed on the single computer. That is called which one, desktop application. So question is that how to create the frame. It is very simple. Just create the normal Java program like this one, public class demo GUI, which consists of what, main method. Now create a separate class. For example, class myFrame. The name of the class is equals to myFrame. That must be subclass of which one, frame. That is the first point you have to remember. Every user-defined frame, every user-defined frame is a subclass of the frame class. That is the first point you have to remember. That's why I'm writing myFrame is subclass of which one, frame class. Okay, then write down the constructor here, that is called myFrame. That is the constructor of the myFrame. There is no need of exception here. Now question is that how to display message on the frame. Suppose for example, here I'm creating, now after creating this one, I'm creating what, object of myFrame. Check out myFrame. I'm not writing any code here. Simply I'm creating myFrame. That is a subclass of which one, frame. I will write code step by step to show the working of which one, frame. Now simply create the object of which one, myFrame. So write down here myFrame. F1 is equals to new myFrame. Okay, now it will not display anything. So when I execute this one, check out, when I execute this one, it will not display anything because we have to perform some settings before displaying the frame. So simply I created myFrame, that is subclass of frame class, and I created object of myFrame inside which one, main method. Now to display frame to the user, we have to call one special method. The name of the special method is called which one? Set visible in bracket true. Now when I call set visible in bracket true means that frame is visible to the user. If I call f1 dot set visible in bracket false means that frame is not visible to the user. Okay, so in short, set visible ensures that that frame displayed to the user when we pass the true value to the set visible method. Okay, now one more property we have to set, that is called set size. Okay, by default size of the frame is not specified. That's why we have to specify the size, that is width, for example 500, and height is equals to which one? 500 by 500. So when I call this method, it will say the size of the frame is equals to which one? 500 by 500. So just cut this line and paste before calling the set visible. That's it. Now it is in proper order. So first of all, line by line execution. I'm creating object of which one? My frame. That my frame class consists of simple what? Constructor, and it is a subclass of which one? Frame class, that is used to create which one? Graphical user interface inside the desktop application. Now I called a set size that will change the dimension, that is width and height of the frame. And finally, I'm calling the set visible. If I do not call the set visible, then that frame is not displayed to the user. Okay, remember this one. So just execute this one. After executing this one, you will see this frame. Check out this one. Blank frame, nothing is present here. No title is present, no message is present here. This is simple blank, what your frame is present here. Now question is that how to display message to the user. Now here I'm not writing any code here. Now you cannot use system.out.println because system.out.println is used to print output on the command prompt. Then question is that how to display what message on the frame. For this purpose, we have to use or override. I'm saying override. Huh? Override means what? Use the method from the frame class or base class. So the name of the method is equals to which one? Just check out public void, return type is void, method name is equals to which one? Paint. Paint has one parameter by default, that is called graphics class object G. Okay, so this is the method you have to override from the base class. Okay, so it is showing add the override. Check out, I'm adding this one annotation. This is called annotation. Anything start with at the rate side, at the rate symbol is called which one? Annotation. That will give the information to the compiler. This is actually present inside which one? Base class. Okay, and I'm overriding that method inside which one? Derived class. So I can write my own code. Okay, so that is the purpose of which one? Overriding. We already discussed inside classes object, not classes object, inside inheritance. Why we use overriding? If we need different implementation of base class method into the derived class method, then we use which one? Method overriding. Now here, paint method, we want to display user defined message. Then check out what is the parameter, that is called graphics object G. Now display the message. How to display message? By simply calling draw what? String. Draw string in bracket. Here I am going to write down a message that is called hello world. Okay, so that is the first parameter you have to pass to the drawstring. Then second parameter is equals to what? X coordinate. And the third parameter is equals to which one? Y coordinate. Suppose 100. You can use any coordinate. So check out while calling the drawstring method. So what is the purpose of the drawstring method? It is used to display a message or string on the frame window, but we have to pass the three parameter. First parameter is a message we want to display. Second parameter is the X coordinate, and third parameter is equals to which one? Y coordinate. Now, when I execute this applet, automatically what happens? This message is displayed. Remember, by default, there is no need to call the paint method because when this frame start the execution, first time, it will automatically call the paint method. Okay. Now, when we change the width, change the height, or perform any event, okay, not all event, but we change the attributes of the frame, then automatically this print method is executed. So check out when I execute this one, then output is equals to which one? Hello world. Check out here. This is displaying which one? Hello world here. Now remember, if I change like this one, like change the size of this one, minimize, maximize, okay, so automatically which one paint method is executed. Okay, remember this point. Now I want to set the title. Title is not present inside which one, this frame. So I'm going to call again one method that is called set title. Okay, so how to set the title of this one? So set title method is not present actually. So go back to the constructor of the what my frame. Here call base class constructor, write down the super. Okay, in bracket here write down this is title. Okay, this is title. Now, when I call this method, check out, I'm writing super. Super keyword is used to call the base class constructor. And which is the base class constructor of the what my frame? Base class constructor is equals to which one? Your frame class. So when I execute this one, run the file, check out here, it is showing this is title. Okay. Now there is another method is also available, that is already we I just told you there is set title, directly not possible, but check out set title, set what title. Okay, that is another way. So I'm going to comment this code. So here again write down this is what title by method. Okay, so when I execute this one, it will again set the title of that frame. Check out, this is the title by method. So there are two ways to set the title of the what? Your frame, by calling base class constructor by using super keyword, simply pass the title here, or by calling which method, that is called which one? Set title method. Okay, so that is the simple description about which one? My frame. Now, next point I want to discuss how to handle the event of which one? Frame window. Now for this purpose, I'm going to use whiteboard again, erase this one. Now question is that how to handle the event inside Java. So event what? Handling. Okay, that is the question. Now it is very simple. Now inside Java, events are handled by which one? Event delegation model. So what is exactly event delegation model? Inside event delegation model, there are three main components actually. So first it's called source, second is called listener, and third is called which one? Actual code to handle the event. So I'm going to write down here sources. Okay, write down here source. Source means who generate event. Source means what? Who generate event. Like for example, event may be generated by button, or event may be generated by frame window itself, or event may be generated by which one? Radio button. Okay, so these are the sources. Lot of sources are available. Now second part of the event handling mechanism or event delegation model is called what? Listener. Okay, so what is listener? Actually, as name indicate, they continuously wait to event occur. Means what? These listeners are actually registered with the sources. For example, you can create multiple listeners actually. So for example, I created 3 listener here, for example, for demo purpose, L1, then L2, and then what? L3. Okay, so here what is the meaning of this one? When I register button with the L1, or frame with the L2, or radio button with the L3. So what happened here? When button generate any event, that event only transfer to what? L1. That event not transferred to which one? Any other listener. So actually listener is the code, or you can say class actually. Okay, so that listener continuously wait for appropriate source. Like for example, if event is generated by radio button, that is not accepted by L1, that is accepted by which one? L3 only, because L3 radio button is registered with the L3. But it is not necessary to create what? Multiple listener. You can create only one listener, and that listener can accept what? Events of multiple sources. Means what? Button 1, button, radio frame, and radio button can be registered only what? Only one listener. So this is only for demo purpose. I created for clear understanding. I created what multiple listener for button L1, for frame L2, for radio button L3. Now, once these events are accepted by which one listener, then what happen? Next part, that is called event code. Okay, so event code is present here. So it will call the appropriate code, appropriate methods to handle the what? Methods which contain event code. Okay, so this point you have to remember. So what happened? What is the straightforward procedure? Straightforward procedure is simple. When, for example, I am taking example of button. When button generate the event, suppose I click on the button, then that event transferred to the L2. Sorry, that event transferred to the L1. So L1 is a listener for the button. Then listener accept that event and call the appropriate methods from this one to handle the event of each one button. So this is simple theoretical mechanism you have to understand, because you will get the more idea if you write the practical example. So how to create the source, how to create the listener, and how to write the code for which one methods. Okay, so this point you have to remember how to handle event inside which one Java. So you have to create the sources, that may be button, that may be frame, that may be radio button. You have to create the listener. How to create the listener I will show, but you have to create the listener and you have to write down the code which is executed when respective control generate the event. Okay, that is the simple event handling mechanism present inside which one Java. Now we are going to see practical way to create the sources, to create the listener, and to create the event handling code. So go back to the code section. Now here I'm going to handle the event of frame itself. So right now, this is the first example. So I'm going to create the event handling mechanism for the frame. Which event I'm going to handle? I'm going to handle the event of which one? Mouse. For example, I want to handle mouse related event with the what frame. Now question is that how to handle the mouse related event. Check out here. Now I'm using same code because extra code is not present here. Simply set site, set title, and set visible. That code we required, at least basic code is required. Then first of all, write down import java dot awt dot what event. Okay, that is the package you required, because event handling classes and what interfaces present inside which one this package. The name of the package is equals to which one? java.awt.event package. Now question is that how to handle the event of any control or any frame window. So we have to follow some procedure, some steps. For example, I'm going to write down the steps here inside here comment section. So first of all, create object of desired control control. Okay, or you can say controller. You can say what window. For example, I'm going to handle the event of windows. So in this example, create the window. That window is already created, that is called which one? My frame window. Second step, I'm going to follow the second step. This is the first step, huh? This is the first step. Then I'm going to write down the second step. What is the second step? Implements listener interface. Okay, that is the second point you have to remember. Now when I say listener interface, so we have to implement appropriate listener interface to handle the event. For example, here I want to handle the event of which one? Mouse event. Then I'm going to implement which interface? That is called mouse listener interface. So simply write down here implements the name of the interface. The name of the interface is equals to which one? Mouse listener interface. That interface you have to implement. Now what is the third step? Third step is what? Write code for all methods in listener interface. Okay, that is the next point you have to remember, interface. Okay, so how many methods present inside this one? There are 5 methods, but if you are using what NetBeans, then there is no need to remember how many method present inside interface, because simply click here on the red button here and implement all abstract methods. So check out how many methods are present here: mouse click, mouse press, mouse release, mouse entered, and mouse exited. Total how many methods are present here? 5 methods are present. So we must write down the code for how many methods? 5 methods. So just remove this one, throws keyword, because we are going to write down the code here. Throws keyword, throws keyword, and throws keyword. Okay. So first of all, what I want to show you, which method executed when, like mouse press, mouse click, mouse entered, mouse exited, when these events occurred. So these events occurred, for example, when I click on the frame window, when I click like this one, check out, when I click here, minimize this one. Okay, so when I click here, then which event must occur? Mouse click. When I press means what? I do not release the button, just press the button. Then what? Mouse button, then mouse press. When I release, then mouse release event occur. Then suppose this is the mouse pointer. Check out, mouse pointer is not present inside which one? Your frame window. When mouse pointer I move to the frame window, then mouse entered. When I mouse pointer move to out of the window, then which one? Mouse exited. So these are the different what events I have to handle here. Then how to handle this one? Check out here. I'm going to draw message here. So for this purpose, come back here. Okay, write down the next step. One more step is remaining. That is called fourth step. What is the fourth step? Register. Register what? Source with listener interface or listener class. Okay, now check out which is the listener class. Frame class is the listener class. My frame is a listener class. So we must register with the what? Mouse listener. Now for example, I want to handle the event of which one? My frame. Then I'm going to call add the name of the interface, that is called mouse listener, in bracket this. Now remember, pass the object of class here which is implementing mouse listener interface. Now same class is implementing mouse listener interface, that's why I'm passing which one? This here. Take another example. Suppose I created another class like demo class, then implements which one? Mouse listener interface. Okay, now this class, demo class, is implementing which one? Mouse listener interface. Then I can pass demo class object here. Demo ob is equals to new demo opening closing bracket, and I can pass here ob. Means in short, while calling add registration, add mouse listener means what? This is registration with the my frame or listener object. I'm passing here ob because demo class is implementing which one? Mouse listener interface. But here I'm using the same class. That's why instead of ob, I'm writing which one? This here. So remember this one, always pass object of class here, which is implementing respective interface. Now this class is implementing mouse listener interface. That's why I'm passing which one? This here. If any event occur with the frame, then appropriate method is called from this class. That may be mouse click, that may be mouse press, that may be what? Mouse release, that may be what? Mouse exited. Now I'm going to start with very simple example event. So here declared 3 variable. First is x, y for the xy coordinate, and next is what? For the string message, string msg. Now check out here, one point you have to remember here. What is the point here? Every event, that may be mouse click parameter is what? Mouse event. Mouse press, mouse event parameter. Mouse release means every event has one parameter that is called mouse event, that contain the information about your what? Event. What information? Coordinate of the mouse point, like mouse event is generated at which coordinate? That may be x coordinate, or that may be what? Y coordinate. You can retrieve that information. Okay, so check out when mouse click event occur. So what I can do, x is equals to, check out mouse event. What is the object name? Object name is equals to what? E. Then E dot get x means what? Get the x coordinate, get the value of x coordinate. y is equals to e dot get y, that is called y coordinate, get the value of y coordinate, x coordinate and y coordinate. So when I click on particular point, the x and y coordinate value of that point is stored inside which one? X variable, and which one? Y variable. And here I'm generating the message. What message? Mouse clicked at, then write down plus x plus double quote plus what? Y. Just give the comma here. That's it. So what I'm going to display here, mouse click at that coordinate, that x coordinate, and which one? Y coordinate. But remember, already I told you, paint method automatically called by the Java runtime system. Whenever there is redraw your applet, means what? When you change the direction, sorry, not direction, change the width or height of the applet. So when I execute this one, check out, nothing happened here. Check out, suppose I click here, check out, I click on this coordinate. So that message should be displayed here, but it is not display because that is not automatically displayed. So you have to write down something inside which one? Paint method. So here I'm going to remove hello world. Instead of this one, I'm going to write down the msg, then x coordinate, that is equals to x, then y coordinate is equals to y. Now just right click and run the file. Now check out here what happened. When I click here, okay, check out, at that point I click on the what? Mouse point, but nothing will happen. But when I change the size of this one, it should display, but it is not displaying because we have to manually call one method. The name of the method is equals to which one? Repaint method. Check out, I'm calling the repaint method. When I call the repaint method after generating the event, then automatically which method get executed? That is called the paint method. So just execute this one again. Now check out, when I click here, check out, mouse click at, 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 that event is what? Generated here. Okay, so that is the first event of which one? Mouse event. Now I'm going to write the code for which one? Second event, that is called mouse press. Same code, I'm going to copy this one, complete code. Remember, you have to call the repaint method to call inbuilt paint method. If we do not call the repaint method, that paint method is not automatically executed. Now here mouse click, instead of mouse click, write down here mouse press. Okay, mouse press at x coordinate and which one? Y coordinate. Okay, so when I press the mouse but do not release, when I press the mouse and do not release, then check out here, I press the mouse, I'm not releasing right now, I'm pressing this one. So which event is occurred? That is called which one? Mouse press event. And when I release this one, nothing will happen because we are not handling the mouse release event. So again, go back there and copy the same code here. Copy, Control C, Control V. Then instead of press, write down what? Release. Okay, so mouse release at x coordinate and which one? Y coordinate. When I run this one, check out here, press, I'm pressing the mouse, and release, I'm releasing the mouse. So actually mouse press and release, combination of both is which one? Click. So check out, you're not getting what? Release event, because press plus release equals to which one? Click actually. So for this purpose, I'm going to comment the code of which one? Click here. So where is the click code? So just comment this code and execute again. Now check out press, release, press, release, press, release, and combination of press and release is called which one? Click event.